Morning, I'm Mick, and today we've got some move blasting. Got these things to do. This isn't move. Not quite sure what it is. They just told me it needs blasting, so I've got a bit of a contraption for you today. I'm going to put you on tripod. I'm going to put you inside an helmet, a spare helmet. I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to try and sit that over the top of the camera, try and protect my camera a little bit. That's why you can't get much footage inside a blast booth, because it's pretty dangerous really. This is stuff we're using. There you have it. Steel shot. So what I'll do every so often is, this boom's not set up properly. Well, it is, but not too hard I'd like it. All this shot goes in this tray. Let me have a show you around here. These things clean it. Let me show you this. That pipe there goes under that floor, this pipe. That's for helmet, that goes inside there. But this comes up here. This machine here is sucking it up and cleaning it, and getting all dust on it and crap. Then it's dropping it into the top of the pot, into this box here. And there's a metal grid that comes like that sort of action. And then there's like a trough here. So shot falls through grid. All crap's supposed to run down and into this box. Camera keeps going off. And that gets emptied every so often. Then it drops it into a pot. So I can control air on and off from inside, from inside blast booth, and I can also control grit, turn it up and down with grit valve there. So that's what we're using today. This has got a little bit of a blowback catcher on here. This is, you probably might not have seen these before. When that's shooting back and releasing its pressure and it's exhausting, what it's doing is it's coming into here and it catches shot to save it going down and into remote valve. That's your remote valve. Obviously you've got a live feed up to your pot, up to your handle. You close your handle, it sends air back down yellow to tell it to start, and then obviously air coming in goes along bottom there. This camera keeps going off. Goes along the bottom, so there's an airflow going all the way to the blast pipe, and then your grit valve here that introduces sand or shot. So you just set that at a desired amount, and that's basically how that works. There's a mushroom inside there, so when you turn it on, that mushroom shoots up, seals pot, pressures it up. That's what this one's for. That one shoots up under mushroom, but bumps it up, seals pot off. This one keeps a little bit of flow inside there, so it keeps shot pressed down. But there must be about probably about 1.5 tons, maybe 2 tons of sand in there that's shot. But yeah, if people's interested, that's extraction unit for back at booth. Right, let's get into it. When I put that lamp up there, I was in two minds whether to put it there or not, but it just happened to be that I thought it was safe. At this point I'm getting it in face with a few bits of shot, and I'm wondering how it's getting into helmet, because I've got an inner visor, an intermediate visor, and then I've got 4 main visors. So I couldn't really figure it out. I'm thinking, why is it still getting in? Turns out there's a little gap between door. I'd not shut it properly. I don't know if this shot's powered at machine or how it feels, but if you watch how I'm leaning into it, how it's blowing me back, it's quite hard to show you how it blows you back and how it feels, but
Not only that, it's actually blowing you back, so you've got that thing to hold on to, and it's obviously it's physically demanding to hold that. But there's all that shot, that steel shot that's bouncing back. And as you can see, look at visor on this helmet that you're inside now. Look how that's starting to get pitted up, and that's a fair distance. That's a good 5-6 foot away from, and I'm actually firing it the opposite direction. So you've got to think that that's hitting that pipe and then coming back and hitting this screen. And you've got to imagine what's hitting me. Random tip here, watch this when I fire at floor. I fired it just to move shot out of way so that my feet will grip, because it's blowing me all over at the minute. I'm struggling to keep my balance. So I thought if I just clear the floor off, at least my boots will stick to the floor a little bit better. That's why you can see me like being able to lean into it. I'm on day 2 maybe here on this recording clip. But this bit here, my first day I had a decent run. I didn't have no crap in pot, I didn't have no stoppages, and it was just a constant flow of media. Well, this morning, this in particular morning, I'm blasting away, and I'm having quite a lot of issues with this. Keep turning it up, keep turning it down, and believe me, when it's turned up too much, look at that blowing back. You see them sparks? When that's blowing back, that's hurting. So it's in my best interest to try and get this media flow set as best it can be. Too much media, it bounces back and it hurts. Not enough media, I'm not keeping a good pace. So you've got to find a decent balance of trying to keep it so that you're getting a nice flow of media. This is where I noticed that putting that lamp up there weren't good enough. Look at that, I'm wounded. The glass lamp, they are crap though, them ones. They're Tool Station's version. The ones from Screwfix are a lot better. They're about the same price, there's not much in them. Putting that Tool Station one up there when it bust, I was a bit disappointed, because obviously it were a fairly new lamp that. This first bit, I'm not actually trying to blast it, I'm just trying to get all the surface rust off it, just to obviously try and keep a decent amount of visibility, so because I would have wear camera light, so I wanted to get as much dust off it as I could, and then get extractor fan some time to catch up and get you to some dust. I'm actually towing at this point with grip, like trying to lean into it and trying to hold it. It's quite hard when it's up top there, when it's above your head. It's not so bad when it's at waist height or round about that height. It's doable. This bit here, there's a bit of shot on floor and I lose my grip. It looks like I'm doing moonwalk. It is actually blowing me back, but it didn't push me back. It's just that I slip on. There's a little bit of shot on floor, and it's a bit slippy when it's in between your feet and whatever. This bit I'm just blowing alt shot to back at booth so I can get it scooped up. So while I run out of media on this bit, I thought I'll open pot up and I'll try and clear all crap out in it. So what I've done there is I've opened grip valve up as far as it'll go. I've dropped the choke lever on the pot, so it's bypassing flow straight through to the bottom of the pot and it's coming straight out. And this is what it blew out. It blew this, I can't really show you, that pebble there. So I'll try getting it out. But that's not the only one that's stuck in there, there's a few more yet. And that's ball we're running. And that's about 14mm, 15mm. Set for 600 CFM anyway. So I know now that pot's fully cleared out, so that's what I've done that for. I've done it, try and clear it fully out, try and make sure it's fully empty. I'm taking that black thing off what I showed you earlier, that blowback thing. I've just turned floor on there, so now I'm looking for a shovel, can't find it. So I'll just get you in a good spot. What this doesn't show is each one of them shovelfuls is about 10 kilo, 10, 13, maybe 14 kilo. Not bad as I've had to start playing a bit after a couple of them. This is why I said that this moving setup I'd like it. I'd like that grip valve, that grip floor thing to be at bottom in between them two extractor units, and then all this blowing it back. And it's the simplest way to do it really, is just blow it into that back wall and then it's done. You don't need none of this shoveling. You're wasting an hour's worth of your time every time. Like to fill this up, it's only a few minutes for your guys, but it's set at 8 times speed or whatever it is. So you can imagine that it does take a toll on time and day when you have to do this like 3 or 4 times a day. I'll be honest with you here, I was actually thinking that I'd overfilled this barrel because I just didn't feel it. I didn't have energy for it. I'm wondering if to scoop some out or not. I'll go for it though. I think I ended up shooting through my pipe here. Bounce backs caused some problems because obviously it's got an hole in it. And the only way of starting it up was to hold my finger over the hole. So it was blasting. It would start blasting as if I close handle and then just put my finger over the hole, and that was enough to start it. But it gets a bit annoying when you've got to do that every time. So I thought, right, I've had enough. It's time to fix it. Take note on colours and on which way they are as well, because I didn't realise at the time. I actually put it back to how it should be, but whoever's been running it has been running it wrong way around, and I don't know how it's been working like that, because obviously if you get it wrong way around, there's an air fit in that handle. There's a little valve inside what releases air quicker, so when it's released, the yellow line will pump more air back out, so it effectively it takes its pressure off at trigger by releasing it. So that should be its first port of call of dropping air, is through yellow one. But the they've had it wrong way around, these lines, and I didn't notice that. But when I put it back together, obviously I've put it back to how it should be, because there's a little tag on handle. It tells you red or yellow. There's a Y and an R. So look, there's red there that's close to my knee, and yellow's on outside. I didn't notice this. And Jubilee clips are always a shite idea. They seem to get in the way. They seem to cut you as well, or you get them. It nips your hand and stuff. So I went to Van and I got him some proper stuff, some lemon clips. Yeah, I'm looking at letters here. I've seen colours. What I need to do. The only drawback with these lemon clips is they're only a one-time use, so you can only put them on, and then once they're crimped up, that's it, they're done. But they seem to do the job what you need them to do, and they last as long as you need them to last. So for the price of them, just keep buying them. They're not overly expensive, and they do job what they're supposed to do, and they don't seem to get in way. So like when you get your gloves and stuff near them, they don't seem to cut you or out. The way that this guy's had it set up as well is there's red and yellow taped to his blast doors all the way down. I'm not a big fan of that, because can you see how it's puckering up just behind me there? That's what tends to happen, and it seems to cause a lot of snags and stuff. So I like to just get about a metre, 2 metre away from handle, so it's not getting snagged on me, and it's like it's out of way. So this is about as far as I like to get it. On my last tag I like to do a little bit more. So I like to wrap it around like that and then go underneath, just so that if it does snag on something, it doesn't just snap tape. I'm going to do a bit more with spin blaster here, but bulb's obviously not quite big enough to get these long pipes in. So I've made a bit of a contraption. I do actually make 2 passes with this, so I'll push it through once just to get all surface rust off and make sure I've hit everything. And then as I'm pulling it back out, I'll just do like a steady nice light blast over just to get you to a few of them rings. But them rings do show up a lot more on camera than what they are in real life. Obviously it might be just the fact that they're under that light, but it's nigh on white steel that. Them rings you can hardly see them with naked eye. Same again, what's only a few minutes for you guys, this bit takes up some time. Because you're trying to push it in, but you're only trying to creep forward like, I don't know, probably 5-10 mil at a time. So you've got to try and let it keep up. Then we do 2 passes from other side. Towing here with pipe because there's not enough red and yellow through, so when I'm trying to stretch it out, I obviously can't stretch it out because that red and yellow is at full stretch, so I've just cut some off it, so I can only do what I can do with it. Keen-eyed viewers will notice that that's a shorter pipe as well. Yeah, you're right, this is last day of this. This is Friday and it's nearly clocking off time. Them things on right hand side, them silver things what them 2 lads have stood outside, they're steamers them. So when they put the rubber on these on left, these little moulds, they'll put a jacket over it and then they'll put it inside that steamer, which cures it. Yeah, these are them when they're in prep stage. This is they're getting the primer coat on them. That's what that black stuff is. That's that big box we did. What only might seem like a few minutes to you, there were actually a week's worth of work here for me, so I've blasted everything you can see in this shop. Them's them springs. I don't know if I did film them. Just at back of this shop, I don't do much filming on it, but there's a right stack of pipes. Yeah, them there. Them's all of the stuff that I did. There's a couple more and all that's been done, and they've been put outside. This is a pipe with its primer and then one layer of rubber, I think it is. But this pipe, when they're done, they get 12mm of rubber. It's actually going to Russia, these pipes. Going to a mine, some sort, I don't know. But it had to be abrasive resistant, so obviously it must be some sort of sand mine or grit mine or something like that, whatever they're mining, and they're pumping it through these pipes.
And this is them when they're done. Oh, this one ain't got no boards on it. Have a look at this one. Beautiful. Loads on them. Alright, catch you on next then.